Welcome back to another episode of Friends Across the Nation. You're never going to guess who I have with me today. The one and the only Carrie Little. Coming today to talk to us about this new phenomenon, social media, called Clubhouse. What in the world is Clubhouse? It's scaring me a little bit. Is it scaring you? Carrie's here to help answer some of those questions for us. So, Carrie, give us a little bit about, you're the guru and the guru for social media. What is this Clubhouse thing?
Well, you make me sound good. I'm trying to be a guru. One day I'll get to the Marky Lemon status. One day, but let me say this: when you hear Clubhouse, we're as the kids would say, we're kicking it. We're going to a party. We're going to a club. Clubhouse, it's like the next big thing in social media.
Wow.
It is an audio app. It is so, and here's what we know. We're on Zoom, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Instagram Live, we've got YouTube Live, we've got Periscope, which I hear might be going away. We've got Twitter Live. You now can go live on LinkedIn if you are given permission. So we have all of these platforms where TikTok, you can go live. Shall I? Yeah. So there's so many ways you can go live, meaning you are the broadcaster. So we listen to ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, Fox. We listen to all of these shows, or we watch them,
Yeah.
and we see people. Clubhouse gives you the ability to just hear the audio. So when we think of the next big thing in social media, it's Clubhouse,
Yeah.
because Clubhouse means I don't have to get up, get dressed, and put on makeup. Although I still think you should, because you feel better when you show up, right?
Yeah.
At
Mhm.
least show up from the ankles up. When you show up, and when you have a conversation, it makes the conversation so much better. But so let me just tell you how I got introduced to Clubhouse, and then we'll have a conversation. So back on December 22nd, I was nominated, and it's called Nominated, by Sheena Baker. She sent me a text. Another agent sent me a text, and I was like, really? I was like, first of all, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't have time for this. And then I finally had a conversation with Sheena, and she was like, no, you need to jump on, because there's some cool people on this app, and you can learn, and you don't have to be on video. I was like, okay. So Clubhouse is that drop in audio chat. It is totally mobile driven. We can talk about who gains access to that. And once I signed up, I had this little party favor that would sit on my image until I was no longer the newbie, around 7 to 10 days. Um, so some other things I've been doing on Clubhouse. And by the way, my first day, we had no title in a room. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just testing. So on Clubhouse, when you go to your app store, notice I said app store,
Yep.
you download the app, and I'm just going to give you some tips in a moment. But think of Clubhouse like a high school or a grade school or just any school, or a conference center, or the NAR conference or the Women's Council conference. You walk
Right.
down a hallway, and then you can choose which room you want to go into. So Clubhouse gives you that feel. So you can kind of swipe through, you can explore, and you can figure out what you want to learn, and you can listen without worrying about if you're going to turn on your mute button or not.
Correct.
So I would say, the cool thing is many share, helpful nuggets on technology, education, photography, gaming. My twin sister, we pushed her to get on Clubhouse, and she was like, I don't know what to do. Let me tell you what she figured out. Because she has her doctorate,
Oh,
whenever she would join a room, they would just bring her up to the stage. And you're like, really? What's a stage? So
ah,
when you're in Clubhouse, and I've given them my names. So when you're on Clubhouse and you go into a room, you'll see the people that are the speakers, or the moderators of a room, and they have this little green icon. I've heard it called the green bean. They're the moderators, so they have the right to talk. The moderators can bring up speakers so you can ask questions. They can be a part of the room and the conversation. But then you have people in the audience, and these are the people that get to listen. Now, what we figured out quickly is that if the speakers or the moderators are following you when you're in the room, you get pushed up to what I call the VIP section.
yes.
So people get to, right, you've seen that. You see right away, you kind of move up. It's like
Yes.
you jump the line. So when you go to a basketball game, You guys just had a big basketball game
Yes, we did.
in Georgia. Well, don't worry, we saw the news.
Nobody
That's
was.
another live.
That's another story.
Right. So you go to a basketball game or a football game, and then we call them the nosebleed seats, way up in the balcony. If you are new to Clubhouse or you're not being followed by one of the speakers, you get pushed down.
Yeah.
So in order to kind of sit at the top, number one, you have to join the room when it starts, or number two, you have to be followed by one of the speakers.
Right.
So I'll give you some takeaways, and then we'll chat. So
Let me tell you a quick story, real quick, Carrie.
go
What
ahead.
happened to me between you and Marky? It was right after we had our PMN class, and we went into Clubhouse to have a conversation after that. Well, I was indisposed, but I had my phone on.
We all have the picture of where you might have been.
Yes. And all of a sudden, Marky calls me to the stage. So I'm like, oh my good. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm still in Zoom world. So I'm like, no, what stage? Where is the stage? And you guys said my name 2 or 3 times, and all of a sudden you go, hey Tammy, just touch that little hand in the corner. That'll bring your mic up for you to talk. I have never been so unprepared in my life because I was like, oh my gosh, can they see me? Can they see me? They couldn't see me at all. So it was really interesting how to come up on the stage. And then once you're up on the stage, you stay up on the stage as a speaker, or you can drop off and go back down, but you can quickly leave the room quietly. But that was my first dealings with Clubhouse. Scared me to death, but I survived.
That's like me when I would teach my kids how to swim. I just threw them into the deep end. I'm a swimmer. Now, I'm not suggesting that for anyone, but you almost felt like this was a sink or swim. But the cool thing is that no one could see you and you could be a part of the conversation. So you not being prepared, you were probably prepared. You just didn't know what you were headed into.
Exactly.
So here's some things I want you to do. Number one, we want you to go download the app. Number two, right away, even if you're in a room and you're listening, you can click on your photo or your initials in the top right-hand corner, and you can literally, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can literally click and you can edit your bio. So like you can edit your bio pretty quickly. And you want to add an image. And what I would say is, now you can get creative with the images, but I would say headshot, so people can see you, because what you don't know is that if someone clicks on your image, you zoom in. Different from Instagram, because you can't even do this on Instagram.
Right.
And then if you create your bio, and everyone has and Tammy has figured this out. You can go in a Clubhouse and some people will have a room called newbies come in and learn about Clubhouse.
Yes.
What you will quickly learn is you need a bio, add your Twitter and your Instagram, because there is no chat feature in Clubhouse.
What I saw in the bios was they weren't like this long drawn out bio. It was a couple of words and then an image, a couple of words and then an image. So I quickly edited my bio because I was like, whoa, wait a minute, that's not what they're asking for. They're asking for a short version, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So that's another great tip. When you're building your bio, don't put all this stuff in there. They want the little pictures and a little word or two. So I learned that too through it.
So let me tell you what Tammy just said. The first 3 lines is what someone sees right away.
Yeah.
So make them lines. The other thing people don't know about Clubhouse is emojis are searchable.
Yeah.
So you can use emojis. My bio is a little bit, it's bigger. I put more in my bio, but when I follow there's a guy that I follow, and I got to think of his name. He has probably 300,000 followers because he was new to Clubhouse, right? He was one of the first people to start using it. But when I go to his Instagram, he has 9,000 followers. My guess is his Instagram has grown because he became the guru of Clubhouse to the point where he has a blog. So the other thing I would say before I tell you how it's helped me is when I said connect your Instagram and Twitter, you can't have a conversation on Clubhouse. You can't type. We can only speak.
Right.
Now this could be a challenge for Clubhouse later, because I'm seeing that the ADA could jump in, but you can, if I'm listening to you and maybe there's 1,000 people in the room and you have a question, you can click on someone's bio And
Yeah.
when you click down at the bottom, I can connect with you on Instagram right away.
Yeah.
And then I can go send you a DM. I've connected with so many people that way because I couldn't have a conversation with them in the room. So you need to do that right away. Add your photo in your bio, keep your bio simple and specific.
I'm
If
looking.
someone clicks on your bio, the first 3 lines are important. Make sure you use emojis in your bio and connect on Twitter and Instagram. And if you literally go to smartgirlmedia.com, this is actually one of my blog posts so you can learn.
Oh, good.
So I mean, those are some of the basics. Eventually, and I have the roles of the room: the moderator, the speaker, the listener. And Tammy, we were talking about this before you went live. You can create the rules to your room. Like, you can say that that Tammy and I are going to be talking for about 15 minutes. If you have a question, feel free to tap on the raise your hand feature and we will bring you up at the appropriate time. But here are the rules. When you come up, we're going to ask questions in the
Right.
order in which you came up on the stage.
Yeah.
Please make sure you mute. Tammy, the moderators can mute people that come up on stage because sometimes people don't know that they need to mute, and then you're going to hear that toilet flush. So
Yeah.
you have the ability to mute. The other thing you should know is that when you become a moderator, it helps you, it gives you clout. So the more you're a moderator, this is why you need to go live. So
Right.
the benefits for women's council is this is an added value for your networks. This
Absolutely.
is added value for you to recruit new members. This is added value as a real estate agent because you can provide value. This is valuable for me because as an instructor, I can go teach you something. For me, I can go learn from people outside of my industry on IT, on augmented reality. Like you, I mean, like the
All
shark,
kinds of stuff.
Barbara Cochran was on there. I was like, you man, I was taking notes. Like, if you could have seen me, I didn't have to be on
And you
stage
can
because
go on there. You can go on there any time of the day or night. I'm like, if I click, I'm on it right now. But if I push like to here, it's like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, all day, all night. There are people on this talking about really great things. I mean, really things that are happening in our industry.
right now Les Brown is on. And let me tell you, when I first heard Les Brown, he loved Les Brown, but he had a moderator help him because someone else managed the room for him because he did not have a clue. He's not tech savvy. He tells you he's not. But if you're not tech savvy, get that next generation to help you in your room.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but Tammy, when you click on your bio and you scroll down to the bottom, you
Uh-huh.
can be members of other groups. And here's what's cool. Once you've been a moderator many times, I now have the ability to create my own club.
Oh wow, you go, girl.
I don't know what to name it. So
I need
type in Tammy's feed and tag me, like, what, because I don't want it to just be about real estate. I want to network with other people. So
absolutely.
what should that look like? Like,
Absolutely. Okay, well, you heard it first from Carrie Little. We have to help her name her club in Clubhouse. You know,
right. So here, and every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I do go live in Clubhouse. So feel free today, and it's
right,
Monday. If you miss today, come
right.
on a different Monday. Um, so you can learn and you can kind of play with it. You can see what's happening uh, today. And follow me and then send me a DM. Watch Instagram because we really want people to get involved in this. Now I'll give you a secret though, Tammy.
Sure. Shh, don't tell.
Maybe I shouldn't.
No,
I'll tell.
no,
I'll
no,
tell.
tell me, tell me. Nobody's listening. Go ahead.
No, right. Twitter has launched Spaces. So Twitter is testing their version of Clubhouse, and
Wow.
I got access to it. So we might have to
Wow.
test that one
Oh, we
next.
need to test that one.
Right.
I mean, yes, that we have to. We most definitely have to. So let me ask you a question, Carrie. You brought up Women's Council, what Women's Council can do. The local networks can do these events also on Clubhouse, but National Women's Council can as well. So this is a great way for us to speak to the multitudes about what's happening in Women's Council, where our vision and our goal is with Women's Council. So that I wanted to ask you, how would that tie in to Women's Council? Do you see that this is a place where Women's Council could actually help grow our organization?
Absolutely, because you could do a a night out with Women's Council on Clubhouse, and people don't have to feel obligated to be there. You can actually have what are called locked rooms where only the members